Hello and salutations to all. Welcome to this edition of Forward Past Thinking audio content. I'm your host, as always, Jonders. I'm joined by my good buddy Rossdawg. Rossdawg, say hi.
Bears.
Did you say Bears?
Bears.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica? What's the name of that show? Galactica.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that?
No, I'm not really a sci-fi person. I'm like a comic book video game person.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Fair enough.
Do you watch that or The Firefly or anything?
No. Matt always told me about Battlestar Galactica, but that's when he was living in Chicago, going to Columbia, and all those kids are weirdos.
Yeah.
So,
I miss Matt.
Yeah. Me too.
When was the last time you saw him? I was out in L.A. in April.
Yeah, you still talk. We both still talk to him pretty frequently.
I know. I talk to him about as frequently as I see. Me and Matt have about the same relationship as me and you, even though you live like 5 miles away. But we don't talk on the phone ever. Like we have the same text consistency. I feel like.
Okay, I might have more of an inconsistent. Well, I don't know. I'm like in a group with him and Richard and Steve, and we like talk about music and stuff. So we text more than that, but
he needs to get a Switch so he can be in me and Richard. And
dude, I've been telling
thing.
him that forever. I've been telling him that forever.
I've been trying to talk him into taking vacation time and getting Breath of the Wild and just doing that.
I mean, he doesn't really go on vacation, so he probably would think about it.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to work that for like 2 years now.
I thought that Breath of the Wild would be the game that he bid on, and then he didn't. So I don't really know.
He wants to spend like $50 less and not buy a base or something. I don't understand. He like only wants it to ever be portable.
See, that's why I love Matt. Like that literally that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But it makes perfect sense to him.
Hey, when I was in L.A. in April, I saw Conan O'Brien with Matt, and tonight in Chicago, I'm seeing Conan O'Brien with a girl I have a huge crush on, but views me as a friend. So, I'd rather go there with Matt, if I'm being honest.
Wow, when did you get friended?
She told me about how
Last
she was
week?
fucking this dude. And then I was like, hey, should we still be seeing Conan together? Because you told me about that dude you were with, And she was like, oh, did you want to go see Conan as like a date? You have to tell people that like it's a date. And I was like, you could just tell me that. I don't know.
Wow.
I think
you know what? You know what?
Yeah,
I want to get in. I want to get into this. Yeah, you probably were, but like, we need to talk about. We need to talk about. No, it's not fine. Okay, we need to talk about.
She was really nice at letting me down. She was really nice about it.
Yeah, but that's one of the problems here. Okay. We need to talk about the state of dating in pretty much any year after 2012.
Okay.
And like it doesn't seem. I'm so not interested, and maybe it's just me because I literally haven't had to think about this in close to 10 years, a decade. And I see some of my single friends now and what they have to deal with, and it is unbelievable. It is absolutely absurd, and I feel like if I were in that situation, I would literally have never gotten married. Like right now, I would just, I would be at a loss. Like there's literally, maybe I might get lucky and have like a Netflix and chill and get laid or whatever. But I don't think long-term relationships will exist much further.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been trying. I also lost 16 pounds this month, so maybe that'll help out with women, but probably not.
Sure, but like, I mean, that's besides the point, right? Like,
yeah, I really didn't do that for women. I did that for myself because I just felt like a fatso.
How much you think came off with the pop?
I don't know.
How many pops have you had in a month? 1 month, this month?
This month I had 2 at Thanksgiving.
You had 2 in a day? Were you fucking jacked up?
Oh, I was jacked up, baby boy. I was watching those Saints and those Falcons play, and I was all buzzing.
You had 2 in a month, and they were both on the same day.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I get really worked up about this whole like internet dating stuff.
I feel like there's no judgment ever coming from you about my life, and I just feel like I learned a lot about why. Like, you understand that it's all nonsense out there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like,
I don't know. Whatever.
I got married by default, but that sounds bad.
You were always dating women, though. You always had a girl on your side.
Oh yeah, always. I was always the girlfriend guy, you know?
Yeah.
So, right before I was girlfriend guy, I was mall guy. And then boom, right into girlfriend guy.
That's the natural evolution. You go from mall guy to girlfriend. You either go from mall guy to girlfriend guy or mall guy to boyfriend guy. It's one of two ways.
Yeah, there's really no way around it.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to talk more about my personal life, or do you want to talk about football?
You know what? What's this girl's name you're going with tonight?
I don't know, because at this point...
Okay, you know what? Her name's irrelevant. Just tell her you have a friend, his name is Rossdawg, and she needs to stop doing this whole, like, mental girl game thing. Like, we're not supposed to be able to figure it out. If you wanted us to figure it out, you wouldn't do this shit in the first place. So, you know what?
I'm putting an explicit tag on this episode. I'm not writing these codes down anymore.
You started it.
I know. That's why I'm not even upset about it. But I'm also not upset about the girl thing, because it's like, whatever. It's all out of my hands. I can only control. It's like football. You can only control what you can control. You know. So I'm just doing the best me I can.
Yeah.
And if some woman comes up to me, great. If they don't, you know, I've been playing this JRPG this week called I Am Setsutsu, and I love it.
Yeah, but okay, fair enough. And is that game good?
It's good for $20, and it's no longer on
sale.
Yeah,
that's right. We talked about this. So, you know what? That's fine. I'm on your side, 100%. But I think it's bullshit because she gets wasted a good Conan ticket on her. Like, instead,
no. Because I sent that text saying, like, hey, are you sure, like, I can take you? Like, I made her admit that, like, it was clearly a date.
It wasn't a date.
Yeah, I made her, like, announce that it wasn't a date, and since then, she's, like, declared that she's paying for her own ticket, and I'm like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, so, like, she is paying for her own ticket.
Yeah, no, don't even ask, are you sure? Just
I already did, but she paid for the ticket.
You should have said, okay, since it's not a date, you're paying for your own ticket, right? Like, that's how I would assume things need to go these days, but I guess I could be wrong.
I don't know, I think I would look pretty tactful if I just said, like, if we're not.
Oh, and she's squeaky clean.
I like her. She's nice. She's a good friend. She just you know, it's not her fault that she doesn't find me interesting as, like, a sexual, like, prospect. Okay, she's allowed to think whatever she wants.
That's true. Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm not upset about it.
How wildly different do you think the dude that she's fucking looks than you?
I'm pretty sure I've seen a photo of him on her Snapchat My Story thing, or her Instagram My Story thing, and he's a hunk. Right. So it's like, and I think he's like, she's younger. She's 24, and I think this dude's like, he looks like he's at least 30. He looks like he has like a real job.
He's slaying the Chicago puss with a big boy job.
Yeah. So it's like, what am I gonna do?
You know what? I envy guys like that, though.
Do you really?
Yeah, because
we haven't talked about football yet. We're 9 minutes in.
but hear me out. I mean, doesn't it seem like that would be a lifestyle? Like, honestly, he works in the city. He's probably making anywhere between 75 and 100 grand. He picks up these girls at bars that are easily 5 to 6 years younger than him. And he doesn't, like, that's it. He doesn't have to do any other work. Like, he doesn't have to mess around with the whole texting mind game nonsense. He just gets to go in, say, let me buy you drinks all night. He's clearly older than them, and he just gets to sleep with young girls and do literally no work.
Yeah.
How do you not envy a situation as such?
I don't know. I don't think I'm actually interested in that lifestyle. You know, I think like, I would like to have a woman like just sit next to me and listen to sad records while we drink wine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to like go out to bars and just like, you know, get with a bunch of. I'm not into like notches on my bedpost, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right. That's what porn's for, really.
Yeah. Oh my god. None of this is.
Okay.
Are we recording this?
I don't know. Is there football to talk about this week?
You know what we just figured out? Neither one of us are a saint, but you know who is a saint? Drew Brees. He's playing the Dallas Cowboys this weekend. You know, I bet that guy that this girl's nailing is a cowboy. I bet he has a hat. I bet he's real cool. But anyways, the Saints are favored by 7.5 points, and this is a no-brainer for me. It's both of them have a full complement of rest. Both played last Thanksgiving, so this is a Thursday night game, but they have the full complement of rest. Drew Brees versus Dak Prescott, give it to Drew Brees. Michael Thomas versus Amari Cooper, give it to Michael Thomas. And, you know, Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara versus, Ezekiel Elliott.
Good point.
I'm taking Ingram and, Kamara there.
Saints... even if that's a draw, the Saints still have an advantage.
Sure, yeah. And I know Vander Esch is playing out of his mind for the Cowboys defense right now, but Cam Jordan and Rankins are doing their thing. Lattimore is kind of coming back. He had that big rookie year now. He was kind of quiet, but I feel like he's coming back. Anyways, Sean Payton's a better coach. Sean Payton, I think, is having his best coaching year ever against Jason Garrett, who's having a Jason Garrett coaching year. So, for all those reasons, I'll take the Saints minus 7.5.
Yeah, you covered a lot of ground there, so bravo.
I've been feeling like I haven't been informative enough on the podcast, so I'm trying to get more stuff. Although I feel like that was more fluff than information.
So, okay, a couple of things here.
Yep.
After completely denouncing Sean Payton and Drew Brees last year, they're
Who did that?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah, I laid into him. I said I hate Sean Payton. He's dumb. He's not going to be the Saints coach after this year, and I look really stupid for saying that. But this has the lingering effects to me of a Bill Belichick and Tom Brady marriage. Like, it has to be fizzling out soon. Both of these. I mean, if Bill and Tom aren't already on the way, then Drew Brees and Sean Payton are a close second.
Drew Brees has been taking the Taysom Hill stuff like a champ. Like, we haven't heard boo about it like we did with Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson. Man, and that Taysom Hill stuff is impossible to prepare for. When you have your third-string quarterback lining up as a tight end and a running back and a quarterback and a wide receiver, and he's the up man on the punts, and he's your kick returner. I don't know, man. I'm all about this Saints team. They're my Super Bowl favorite right now. And I got a bunch of sideways looks over the Thanksgiving weekend about like, well, isn't it the Rams or the Chiefs? It's like, no, watch the games. It's the Saints. They're the most complete team. Leave me alone.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I think just because the Cowboys are playing good right now, they get that extra half a point. But I think this is the first actual good team the Cowboys are going to play in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think they're going to get blown out. So
yeah, they're going to get the spread is. I think the spread's wrong. I think it should really be 10, but I see why.
Remember when it was Peyton Manning in primetime, regardless of the spread? I think it's just the Saints, regardless of the spread, going forward.
They've covered every week since the first week, and they lost the first week.
Yeah, Saints are going to cover. Hey, we had some hot debate last week about Andrew Luck. He is doing it and doing it well. He keeps doing it for the Indianapolis Colts. They're 5-point favorites against Jacksonville, who completely fell apart last week. Leonard Fournette suspended after his fight with Shaq Lawson against Buffalo last week. They're benching Blake Bortles finally for Cody Kessler.
Really?
Yep, Cody Kessler's playing the game, and Jalen Ramsey was completely humiliated in that game. You know, everybody on social media is clowning him. He called Josh Allen a trash man or a trash bag or something in the offseason, and then he lost to the kid, and then everybody was clowning him on social media. The Bills' Twitter account was clowning on him, and look, his play has been bad this year. He had a good game against Pittsburgh, but he hasn't been playing well, and he's a big reason why they're not, the team they were last year. Malik Jackson predicted the Jaguars are going to go 16-0 this year. Give me a break. Give me the Colts -5.
Yeah, that stat you sent me on Aaron Rodgers on Andrew Luck is pretty impressive. Like the past 7 games, he's thrown no less than 3 touchdowns.
Yep,
250 yards or something like that.
Yeah, we were texting about this on Monday night, and it's like, yeah, we don't he still has a flip phone, and he's still super annoying, but we don't have to hang out with him. Like we just watch him play football.
Yeah. So he sucks in so many other ways, and I feel like whatever happened to Aaron Rodgers this year, where he just sucks balls now.
Well, I told you at the beginning of the year that it's the curse of the anniversary patch.
Yes.
Everybody laughed at me.
No, it's real.
It is real. It's real.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think Aaron Rodgers' talent's oozing over into Andrew Luck, because Andrew Luck is going to be around for a long time. He's a tall white dude with a big ass neck and knows football better than most. So he's going to be.
He doesn't get hit anymore. Last year, he was hit 6 times a game. I feel like he's been hit once or twice in the last 3 weeks.
I need to talk to my friend Drew, who lives in Indy. He's an Indianapolis Colts fan, about what the Colts are doing in the background, because they must be concentrating on their O-line to protect him, and then maybe next year or the year after that they might, I don't know. And
how much of it is Frank Wright's system and Andrew Luck taking that year off? Because he talked about how he decided he wanted to be a different player, and the mental reps he was taking. I mean, he's just a better pocket passer too. He has better awareness in the pocket now.
Yeah, wasn't he running a bunch?
Yeah, so a lot of those sacks were on him. Russell Wilson went through the same thing a couple of years ago, where he was running into sacks, and you can't do that.
You know what? I can't wait till you're gonna goose over what I'm going to say, but when we get to the Seahawks game, you let me talk first, and then you can talk, or not.
Okay, yeah, that's fine with me. Let's move on to the hot game of the week. It's the Carolina Panthers facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. It's going to be 78 degrees there, Rossdawg.
The Panthers. It's 27 here.
The Panthers are favored by 4. The Panthers just got steamrolled by those Seahawks you were talking about. We don't need to talk about this game a lot. Jameis Winston had a pretty clean game last week. He still can't find a way to connect with Deshaun Jackson, which is a big problem. As I've been talking about all year, Gerald McCoy and Levante David and other pieces on that defense have all gotten old. There's no defense there. I think this is kind of be one of those games where a team gets embarrassed and then they just take it out on a lesser opponent, which is why I'm taking the Panthers -4.
That sounds about right. I don't really have much else to say.
Baltimore Ravens travel to Atlanta. Remember what year was it? I think it was 2008 was the year that Joe Flacco and Matt Ryan were both drafted, and now this game is Matt Ryan versus Lamar Jackson. It seems like Joe Flacco could come back, but they're deciding to go with Lamar Jackson. So the Falcons are 1-point favorite, which I'm not in love with. I'm going to put my money on the kid. I like those receivers. It seems like, I don't know. Terrell Suggs got
the Falcons seem bad.
Yeah, they have so many injuries on defense where it's hard for them to keep up with anybody. And Matt Ryan is statistically having another great year, but I feel like his game's just a little bit off, especially in key moments.
I don't know. I feel like Julio Jones is also not playing great.
Yeah, but they have all those, they have Carr and Smith, and their secondary is really good in Baltimore.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I'm taking Baltimore, because I like their defense. And Terrell Suggs has found the fountain of youth, which I know is the worst sporting cliche, but he had another touchdown this week against Derek Carr.
What's the spread here?
It's -1 in favor of the Falcons, so I'm taking the Ravens +1.
Yeah, I'm taking the Falcons, though.
Wow.
Experienced quarterback.
Hey, you go for it. Hey, also, we want to remind the listener that I won 3-0 last week over Rossdawg, so suck it. Hey, these are 2 teams I like to watch. The Cleveland Browns are facing the Houston Texans. The Texans are 6-point favorites at home. The Houston Texans haven't lost a game since starting off 0-3. They won again on Monday night against the Tennessee Titans and a laugher. The Cleveland Browns won their first road game in 700 years when they beat their old coach, Hugh Jackson, who was an assistant there. 6 points seems like a lot. I don't know. Miles Garrett,
Does it though?
Miles Garrett, J.J.
Isn't
Watt,
that
and
home?
Devaney and Clowney. I'm just saying, like, those are three of the best pass rushers you're going to see, and they're all going to be in the same game. I think Jason Witten said on Monday Night Football, I call him Justin James Watt. Like, congratulations, you know his name, you know? Do you want a pat on your back? What are we doing here? That Monday Night Crew.
They have to seriously reevaluate what's going on Monday night after this year.
They should put me and you up in the booth.
That'd be cool. What curse words can we say on TV?
I don't know during the football games what you can say, because it seems like every once in a while, like every once in a great while, they'll say hell or piss.
Yeah. Well, Roger Goodell can suck my balls. I hate that guy.
I'm taking the Browns just to do it. It seems like it should be 3, so I'm taking the Browns.
Texans.
All right. Buffalo goes to Miami. Miami's a 4.5-point favorite. Let's just say about this game that Buffalo got their big win against Jacksonville, and Miami just had a close loss. Not maybe a close loss, but they were in that game for most of the game, and they lost to the Colts. I'm going to take the Dolphins because I think the Bills were really worked up about last week and now kind of don't care about the game this week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't really have much to say about this game either.
Same thing with Denver. They're playing in Cincinnati this weekend. Denver's a 5-point favorite. They just beat the Steelers. Cincinnati's going with their backup quarterback, though, because Andy Dalton broke his thumb, which is super weird because I haven't seen one person tweet about it. I've only seen, like, the insiders, like Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter tweet about it. I've seen zero football writers talk about how Andy Dalton's gone for the season. It's like he's a starting quarterback in the NFL and nobody cares.
Yeah, I'm hearing about this for the first time right now.
Yeah, that makes sense to me because nobody cares. That being said, Von Miller and Chubb are really good, and so Driscoll's going to be getting his first start. Yeah, I'll take the Broncos too, even though I hate picking Case Keenum.
They're in that. Yeah, I know, but you know, on ESPN this time of year where there's like 6 games left in the NFL season, and they show like the playoff leaders, but then in the other column there's like that in the hunt. That's where the Broncos are at right now.
Oh, definitely.
And they know it, so you know they're at home, right?
No, it's in Cincinnati.
And what's the spread?
5 in favor of the Broncos.
Yeah, I mean, sure, because it's 5 points. Whatever, I'll take the Broncos.
The Rams traveling to Motor City, where the Lions are getting disrespected. But they deserve to get disrespected. The Rams are 10-point favorites. Matt Stafford can't keep up with Jared Goff without Golden Tate. It's unsure if Kerryon Johnson's going to play at this point. But, man, I don't know. Because, like, Big Play Slay is going to be back there. Ziggy Ansah, they just got snacks. But I don't think anything's stopping this Rams offense, right?
No.
Do we have to say anything else about this game? Like, we all saw that Monday night game from a couple weeks ago.
Aaron Donald is going to just kill.
That's a good point because Donald and Sue. Ooh, revenge game for Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah,
revenge game for Sue. All right, I'm definitely taking the Rams for the revenge game factor.
10 points seems like not enough.
Arizona traveling to Green Bay, where the Packers are 14-point favorites. Green Bay hasn't won a road game all year, but they're playing this one at home. I don't know.
How are they 14-point favorites? That's fucking ridiculous.
That's about where it should be, though. But, like, I think they'll win by 14 exactly. I'm going to call this as a push.
If you call that as a push, I'll give you 2 points.
Okay, I'm calling it as a push.
Okay. I will take... Yeah, I'll take the Cardinals. Screw Aaron Rodgers. Okay. That guy sucks.
This is going to be a push. This is going to be why I win this week. I'm really excited about that. Derek Carr Derek Carr is staying home. But Patrick Mahomes is traveling to the Bay Area, where Patrick Mahomes is 15.5-point favorites over the Raiders. The Raiders won 2 games this year. They got lucky once. No, they won 1 game this year, and they got lucky because the Browns were pretty much robbed by the officials in that game. We saw the Monday night game against the Rams. We know the Raiders can't compete. We don't really need to get... Hey, Also, Eric Berry's practicing for the first time since August. That's huge because right now it's Breland Speaks, D Ford, and Justin Houston. But if you can get Eric Berry in the back end, I mean, that could really, I want to say solidified. Is that a word?
Solidify.
To a Super Bowl run, baby. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs too. Do you think that the Chiefs has the easiest path to the Super Bowl? Because the Bears, the Saints, and the Rams are all coming out of the NFC, and that's just a cluster.
I think the Patriots are still a team to watch just because they have Tom Brady and if Gronk is healthy. If Gordon can get a little bit healthier, right? Mm-hmm. And I kind of think that nobody can beat the Saints in the Superdome.
That's the AFC Championship, right?
Whatever. I don't think anybody can beat the Saints in the Superdome, though. Like, that's what I've been saying for the past couple of weeks now, is like, who's going to go? We already saw the Rams try. They can keep up. I don't think Mitchell Trubisky can match points with Drew Brees, and I don't think that the Seahawks run-first offense can match points. Who else is there?
Yeah, no, those are the three teams. So you think the Chiefs and the Patriots are the most likely candidates for the AFC Championship?
I think so, yeah. Because I don't believe in the Steelers. I think the Le'Veon Bell thing's actually going to kick him in the butt or bite him in the butt because I don't think James Conner's been doing well the past few weeks. And Ben Roethlisberger's crying in the media again about, well, I've earned the right to disparage my teammates. And it's like, screw you, man. I don't care what you have to say. So it's always that nonsense going on. Who else are we talking about? Maybe the Chargers can give him a run for their money, right?
Nah.
All right, then. I don't know what you're talking about then.
I'm just asking you. Like the Chiefs has the clearest path. Like they.
I don't know. Like really, at this point, why couldn't the Colts get into a shootout with the Chiefs? That's possible. I mean, we don't know what Eric Berry is going to look like, but I mean, Andrew Luck can throw with the best of them right now. So why couldn't the Colts get into a shootout with the Chiefs? We saw that game. Remember that wild card game? There was Smith versus Luck, like in 2012, maybe 2013.
Oh yeah,
it's a good game. But I think like we can get like an exact repeat of that game.
Yeah. If those two teams happen to.
New York Jets travel to Tennessee, where Tennessee's a 7.5 point favorite. Nobody cares about this game. This game doesn't matter. I'll take the Titans, though, because I don't respect the Jets. Hey, also, I got somebody on Twitter talking to me about Jamal Adams and how he's a better safety than Eddie Jackson. And like, hey, shut up. I don't care. You know, maybe you're technically right. I don't care. Eddie Jackson. But leave me alone.
But like that doesn't make any sense.
Hey, who do the Bears play this week? I don't think I have all the games written down.
Oh, the Giants.
Oh yeah. That line's not up yet because Mitchell Trubisky is in practicing and he's day-to-day. But, as I wrote on Twitter today, I think the Bears can beat the Giants with a cardboard cutout of Jim McMahon. So, I'm taking the Bears regardless of the spread.
I will also take the Bears regardless of the spread, as if that's a big surprise. But, yeah, I mean, I don't even think the Bears need to play offense. Like,
no, they'll score enough on defense to win the game.
It's kind of absurd. Like I didn't want to say anything at the beginning of the season, but now it's like, how close are they to the 2008 Bears team that went to the Super Bowl? And their defense?
2008? 2006.
6. Yeah, 2006.
I think they're pretty close. They have better. Yeah, it's a little bit different because their linebackers aren't as good. Like
they have better interior pressure.
But no, Akeem Hicks is like killing it in interior pressure. But it's like they're just playing a different defense. I think they're on the same level, but they have different strengths.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's like
two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, they have an overall better secondary, but I think at that point Tillman was better than any of the corners on the Bears, definitely right now. I don't know. This is a different podcast. Are you taking Tennessee or the Giants or the Jets?
For that game, I got to take Tennessee and then Bears. Yeah.
Minnesota travels to New England, where New England's a 5-point favorite. This is a little Cordell Patterson revenge game. He's going to be playing running back for the Pats. He's going to say, "Look, you could have had me playing running back." He's going to be doing all kinds of things. Gronk's playing again, so that's an easy 7 points at some point in the game.
That's probably the spread, right? Gronk is healthy, therefore it's 5.
Here's my actual football analysis for this game. Is Kirk Cousins is good at football, but Bill Belichick is smart enough to make him look not good. Taking the Pats.
Yes, I agree. And I would even go so much as to say that Kirk Cousins is just okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'll hear that noise. Let's move on to the next game that you wanted to talk about first. So I'll tell you that San Francisco is traveling to Seattle, and Seattle is a 10.5 point favorite, and I will give you the floor.
Which they will cover easily.
I like that.
Easily.
I like that.
But what I have to say is that Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the league right now, no matter what anyone has to say. Seriously, if I'm down by 6 points and I have to do a 2-minute drill in the fourth quarter and Russell Wilson is on my team, 9 times out of 10, he's going to win you that football game. It is unreal. That dude is an unreal quarterback. And I feel like he's only getting better. Seriously, he's only getting better. Like 2 years ago, he had an MVP season, and this year he's going to be overshadowed unless he might win a few more games single-handedly, and then people are going to be like, holy shit, Russell Wilson needs to get the MVP because he just won 10 games alone for the Seahawks.
I'm so glad.
End of rant.
I'm so glad that you brought up. First of all, my pants are tight now. I just want you to know that. Second of all, I've been thinking about the Russell Wilson MVP candidacy because he's going to play the 49ers twice now. He still has the Cardinals. If he could steal a game against the Chiefs, and then if he could beat the Vikings, which wouldn't be a steal, I mean, he gets to 11 wins. He's
exactly.
the MVP.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep. All right. We're both taking the Seahawks.
That's what I had to say. I knew you would appreciate it, and I didn't want you to talk first because I had a feeling you were going to say some of those things.
Yeah, the MVP thing might have came out of my mouth, but I might have been a little scared to do that just yet. But if you're doing it, I'm jumping on board. Hey, the Chargers.
Yeah.
The Chargers are playing the Steelers. The Steelers are 3.5 point favorites. I love this line. The Chargers love playing away from home because then it's not embarrassing that the other team has more fans in the stands. I like Phillip Rivers this year a lot more than I like Ben Roethlisberger. Melvin Gordon being out, he has 2 torn ACLs, if I read that right, which seems ridiculous.
Oh my god!
But I'm still taking. Hey, here's the thing though. Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram are finally both out there and doing their thing, and I love what J.J. Watt's brother's doing. T.J. Watt, I love what he's doing for the Steelers, but I don't know. Derwin James is playing corner like a king. And they also have a guy named King who's great, but that's not what I want to talk about. But give me the Chargers plus 3.5.
Chargers plus 3.5 for Dave.
Public domain. Public domain. This game is public domain. The Washington Orangeskins play the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia, where the Eagles are 6.5 point favorites. Washington just picked up Reuben Foster, who was arrested for domestic abuse for the second time. So Washington is morally bankrupt. Do you believe that, Rossdawg?
Sure, I'll buy it. I'll buy what you say.
I don't know. Philadelphia, I watched that game this morning, I don't know. But they have no business being 6.5 point favorites against anybody, but I officially hate the Washington Orangeskins, so I'm taking the Eagles. I don't know what happened to Carson Wentz. He's inaccurate. His footwork isn't as good. They haven't figured out how to get Golden Tate on the same page as Carson Wentz yet. And, man, that's secondary. There's just nobody left standing. I mean, I don't even know the guys playing for their secondary at this point. So, but I'm taking them just out of spite.
It's a crazy fall from grace. I've not seen something like this in a while.
Yeah, 100% agree.
But I think you still have to take the Eagles, right? If you're going to take them.
You just have to take the Eagles just because Reuben Foster.
If you have a gambling problem and you lost a bunch of money over the weekend and you have no choice but to bet on Monday night, I think, yeah. You know what? No. Bet the over or under. just figure that one out for yourself.
Just don't watch this game. And protest the NFL for having Reuben Foster still be in the league. I'm gonna watch it. You watch it. Just be upset about it. Go to forwardpassthinking.com. Go to Jonders FPT on Twitter. The comedy show, we're trying to figure out a better name for it. So that hasn't launched yet. I have some interviews in the bag though I'm very excited about. So keep an eye out for that. Go to Rossdawg FPT on Twitter. Rossdawg, do you have anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
No, I talked too much at the beginning of the show.
We did a deep dive on my personal life. I think that was good. I think people will like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's normally like those are the conversations that I have, like in IRL. So
we've never once had a conversation like that. The only conversations we've ever had are about Sakurai and South Park.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Bye, everybody.